Who's the greatest investor of all time? Is it Warren Buffett? Carl Icahn? Maybe it's even that guy, Frugal Tiger. I did a video talking about Bill Gates selling off all of his stocks. At the time, I thought this could be a negative signal coming from a highly sophisticated investor. But now we know all this selling was actually in preparation for his upcoming divorce to Melinda Gates. Without further ado, Melinda Gates, the greatest investor of all time. Let's go over some key highlights of this epic return. Melinda Anne French slowly scaled into her position in Bill Gates over the course of 7 years. Her initial entry was in 1987, 1 year after Microsoft's initial public offering. Bill at this time had a valuation just above $1 billion. By 1994, Melinda completed her acquisition and locked in this position. It was time. Hold on! She had already 14x'd her position, now valued at $14 billion, and thus drastically outperforming the overall S&P. Melinda exited her position in 2021 at a peak value of $130 billion. This is easily one of the greatest returns of all time, especially since it was a buy and hold of one single asset. The 130x return doesn't even factor in the $100 billion of lost returns from charitable donations given to the Gates Foundation. Now, with the benefit of retrospect, I do see some issues with Melinda's trade here. Back in 1999, during the dot-com bubble, Bill's valuation had briefly surpassed $100 billion. That's a 10,000% return in 12 years. Absolutely mind-blowing. Unfortunately, her performance for the remaining 21 years were not as good, only amassing an additional 30% to her net worth. It may have been a better strategy for her to exit her position in 1999 and diversifying her portfolio during the lows of the dot-com crash. There were definitely some up-and-coming bargains. Of course, hindsight is 2020. By exiting her position in 2021, she's able to cash in on historically low tax rates set to expire at the end of this year. And unlike her sucker husband, she didn't have to deal with the day-to-day problems of managing a conglomerate, or having to deal with the stresses involved with managing employees, peers, politicians, governments. Instead, she went all in on a YOLO bet on one man and rode him to the finish line. So there you have it.
And there you have it!
The greatest trade of all time by the greatest investor of all time.
Of all time.
Thanks for watching.
I just want all of the money. I just want the money, 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 money.